Hello, pilots. This is Alex. Just want to chit chat in regards to how to launch an advanced wing on a winch tow. Personally, I like to have a lot of tension on the rope just prior to launch, and just to have a lot of velocity when that wing goes off, because you're going to need much more speed than a intermediate or a beginner wing, of course. So I like to have a lot of tension. I also very careful in regards to my nose attitude, my nose angle. Because of winch towing, the nose angle is slightly up, and personally, I like to have it a couple of degrees lower than normal, just to have that momentum when I launch. So when the winch applies tension, it's going to be a little bit longer for me to take off to get off the ground, and I do so also by doing a lot of resistance in my run. So it's basically running. I don't know if you guys were when you guys were small running down a hill. That's how it should feel. So you apply resistance for that wind to always have pressure on you. Eventually you'll launch. It's super important that you do not drop in your harness. You just let the winch pick you up. You don't want to drop in your harness, because you could end up with a bad surprise eventually if something would happen with that winch. Okay, so on the first steps, before you transition, this is when you release your first rope. I like to have the rope pretty much at 4 inches above my base tube before I release. That's basically a comfortable position for me, still carrying a lot of speed during that moment. And once this is released, basically I put the wing to trim, and I just let it ride up. It's very simple. Winch is really fun, and you get off the ground real quick. And on the tow release, I like to give a heads up to my operator by counting down when I'm going to release that rope for my final flight. So that's pretty much it in regards to the considerations. The fact of not dropping into your harness also applies to beginner students and also intermediate pilots. It can be quite a saver when you're flying a winch. So you don't know what can happen. So I always forecast something to happen. Doesn't happen, but I like to act on the safe side. So have a good one. Have a good flight.